What's up, guys? This is Jeff with WINBIGPICKS, and today I'll be breaking down my top 4 MLB picks for Tuesday, September 16th. Real quick, though, before we jump in today, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you too can cash in on all the winning plays that we're dropping every day. And speaking of winning, we end up going 3-1 on the NFL picks we gave out here yesterday. Almost got that 4-0 sweep, but the guys that did hit for us, Baker Mayfield, more than 1.5 touchdown passes, sweat free, hits this early in the second quarter. Justin Herbert, also more than 1.5 touchdown passes, hit this one sweat free as well, just before halftime. And then Jacoby Myers, more than 5.5 receptions. This one we did sweat out. He wasn't getting targeted early. He only had one catch at halftime, but as we predicted, the Raiders would be down and they would need to throw a lot more. He hits this one on the last drive. Also hit his targets too at 8.5, which we gave out over in VIP. And the guy that missed for us, CJ Stroud, for more than 229.5 yards. This was looking good after the first quarter. He had 115 pass yards. Thought this was going to cash easy too, but then he only ends up with, he passed for less than 100 for the entire rest of the game, so just missed that one. But as you can see, we were able to cash out in a few places over on Betr. They had a Freddie Freeman discount pick. Like I mentioned before, daily, they're giving at least 2 of these discount picks out. Paired him up with CJ Stroud. If you are placing a lot of parlays, a lot of slips, it's a good idea to at least with 2 or 3 of them to hedge them a little bit. Take a alternate line that's easier to hit. That way, should things go really sideways, you're not losing everything. So did that with Stroud. It paid off here. Quick double up. Over on Chalkboard as well, they had a Lad McConkey discount pick. Released that a couple hours before game time. So I got it on that, paired it up with one of our VIP picks too, Zach Gallen, more than 15.5 outs. And his regular line was 17.5, but it was juiced pretty heavily too. It was almost to the point where there was not that much difference between 15.5 and 17.5. So might as well take the 15.5 on that one, and we cashed out there. Then over on Prizepicks, Baker Mayfield, he was a demon pick on that one, plus money. Paired it up with Jacoby Myers, hit that one. I think I had a little payout boost on that one as well, turning 10 into 45. Now, before we get to today, just reminding you guys that over on Betr, they'll give you a free $10 just to sign up if you use our link below, plus code WINBIGPICKS. Then they'll also give you a 50% deposit match on your first deposit up to $200. Meaning if you throw in $400, they'll give you another $200 right on top. And then today as well, for new users, we got the Josh Allen free pick for Thursday night's game. All he's got to do, throw for 1 yard to hit that one. Should not be a problem for him. So you'll get all 3 of those things if you sign up with our link below and the code WINBIGPICKS. Not only that too, but as usual, we'll give you a free month of VIP picks if you send over a screenshot of that first deposit to our email address on the screen here. Also below is the link to our Winnable. Over there, you sign up, all the picks that we put out the second we hit the post button are texted right to your phone. Daily, weekly, monthly, and then just pointing out again to the NFL and college season pass. If you're just into football and only want those things, NFL and college, you'd sign up for that. Get every pick from today right up through Super Bowl 60. Only 10 of those remaining. So on to today's picks. And we're using Outlier to do all research. You want to try it for yourself? Use the link below, get a free 7-day trial. They're pretty comprehensive with all the data they got on there. It's pretty great, so try it out for yourself. So first up, we're taking Paul Skeens for less than 6.5 strikeouts. Yes, less. I did not say that wrong. Now, you might think I'm crazy with this one, but you gotta be a little crazy sometimes when it comes to these picks. This one is at plus money everywhere. And I think the line could get bumped down slightly more later on. So I'd get in on this now. And here's my reason for this one. Now, he has gone over this 4 of the last 5, 7 of the last 10. But today, he's going up against the Cubs, and he has not hit this in his last 4 games against them. The Cubs, their strikeout rate on the whole year, they've struck out the 5th least, last 30, 10th least. And in the game last night, they only struck out 6 times total the entire game against the Pirates. And the other thing I want to point out, too, this is pretty big. His last start against Baltimore, yes, he did have 8 strikeouts, but he only went 5 innings. And the thing, too, is he only threw 64 pitches. A number well below what you would expect for any pitcher, let alone Skeens, who was just cruising in that game. Now, I think this is a workload management thing for the end of the year, so he's not throwing, too many innings. Although, I don't know what for. They're not making the playoffs this year, so they're not saving him for that. And, here's the thing, too. They're the Pirates. I've been on this earth for a little bit of time, but one of the constants this whole time has been that the Pirates have sucked. So I don't think they're making the playoffs next year either. But I get it in this world of analytics and, pitches thrown and innings pitched over the year. This is the route they're going. So, I mean, if they still want to play those games and limit his workload, that's just another reason for me to play him for less than 6.5 strikeouts. And that's why we're taking it tonight. So, up next, we are taking Nolan Arenado, more than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, with him, he's just coming back from an injury. Notice the dates here. He's not played since July 30th, but he came back last night and got the job done against the Reds. And against the Reds, his numbers, he must hate them or something because the last 2 years, he just kills them. Gone over this line 13 of 18 games. Also, pitching for the Reds, we got Andrew Abbott. His numbers, he kills him to 444 batting average against him all time with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Only strikes out 10% of the time, so he's putting the ball in play. And then just in general, he kills lefties all the year. So all those reasons, add it all up, that's why we're taking Nolan Arenado, more than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And just pausing real quick to remind you guys that not only are we teamed up with Betr, we are teamed up with Wanna Parlay as well. Right now, over there, if you want to download their app, use our code WINBIGPICKS when you sign up with the link below. They'll give you a 100% deposit match up to $250. Throw in $250 and they'll give you another $250 to play with just on top of that. It's one of the highest amounts I've seen on any of the apps that are out there. And my favorite thing about Wanna Parlay is they're the only DFS app where you can combine team picks with player picks. Things like spreads, team totals, money line. It's the only DFS app where you can do it. So check it out today with our link below. Same thing applies. Send a screenshot of your first deposit with them over to our email address. You get a free month of VIP. So, back to the picks. And next up, we are taking Zebby Matthews for more than 4.5 hits allowed. And as you can see, the hit rate on this one, it's gone over this in 8 of the last 10. On the season, too, 11 out of 14 games, he's gone over on this. Played the Yankees once last month. They tagged him for 6 hits. Now, in the game last night, Minnesota ended up shutting them out 7-0. They only allowed 2 hits. So I expect a bounce-back game from the whole team today in this one, as the Yankees, they're trying to go for the division title again, if not the top wild card spot. They're trying to either catch the Blue Jays or stay ahead of my Red Sox. And I think they'll turn it around from last night, and they'll smack Zebby around for at least 5 hits in this one. And last up, staying in the same game, we are taking Cam Schlittler. More than 30.5 fantasy score over on Prizepicks. You can take this on Sleeper as well. It's only 24.5 over there, but doesn't matter which app you take it. He has crushed this in 4 of the last 5. And like I said, Minnesota last night, yes, they did crush them 7-0, but we could expect some regression here as Minnesota's batting on the year. Overall, 6th lowest batting average. Middle of the pack more so recently. But if we take a look at what Schlittler's been doing more specifically recently, he's just not allowing the runs. The innings, too, he's going at least 6 deep into games. And then the strikeouts as well have been up there, at least 7 in 4 of the last 5. Only been that one game where he just didn't do anything. So you combine all those stats together, 30.5 is more than achievable. And then even with those innings and earned runs that I showed you, he could get the quality start points and then even the win points too. So I think it's easily attainable for him to do tonight. That's why we're taking him more than 30.5 fantasy score. And just to show you guys a bet I've locked in already over on Betr. Paul Skeens under 7 strikeouts. Zebby for more than 4.5 hits allowed. I jumped on this one early because, like I said, I think it was going to the line will get bumped down on Skeens. And then also with Zebby, too, I think that'll get juiced at some point where they're not going to pay that won't be an even line. That'll be less of a payout if you take him at 4.5 hits allowed later in the day. So if you want to get on that one, jump on it. And then if you got any questions, about our success, you can go over on the Pickett app, look us up. We are at CarpC151 on there. You can see all the bets that we've placed that they're able to track all time. And as you can see, up about 250 units. At $10 a unit, do the math on that one, about $2,500. So if your unit size is more than $10, you could be winning a lot more than that. So if you want to track all your bets for yourself, we got a link below for that too. Just download it, use our code WINBIGPICKS. All you got to do is sync up one sports book, and they will give you free money just to download their free app using our link. Give you $3 right to your Venmo or PayPal, and there's a chance that $3 could be 100. So really, there is nothing at all to lose from this. It's free money for a free app. So that's going to wrap it up for today. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe so you're ready for tomorrow's breakdown. I'll be releasing some VIP picks throughout the day as well. And as usual, I've got my eye on tomorrow's MLB plays too. So let's green out tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Later.